installation, how to fit up a catch can on a 70 series. This can will do 78, 76 wagon, 70 series single cab, 70 series dual cab. So in your kit you should have some hose, roughly just over a metre, 4 clamps and a unicoil spring. It does have some fitting instructions as well, a sticker and a bolt to secure the can. So it lists on the instructions all the items, what you should have in the kit before you start the process. Some photos, sticker and the nut and bolt to secure it. So where this can mounts is basically on the chassis rail underneath the flap behind the front wheel. So basically it's sitting on the chassis like that on that angle. You'll note the hose has been cut on the angle, so when it goes down, the can comes right up nice and neat to the edge. That's a securing bolt. The bung, basically how it works is you wind it in to empty and out to shut off for when you do a service on it, and just nip it up very gently. It has an O-ring in the back here. You see the hole where the oil comes out. So when the O-ring, when you wind it back, right back there you can see that that's where the oil comes out in the can, and there's an O-ring in here. So if you get too savage with it, when you wind it back, then obviously you can split the O-ring and it will leak. So I'm going to take the hose clamps off of here. I'm going to actually put both of the hose clamps on the can because it's pretty hard to get to in the car. This is the way I do it. So the bottom bar on this is the inlet. So this one goes to the actual engine, the little box up on the engine where the fumes and vapours are collected, which is this top one here. And then this one here is the clean air, which goes back into the air intake. So what I'm going to do now is I'll just lift the car up and we'll slip this into place. So we just hold the rubber mat back and this is going to go up the side of the battery, the hose. bolt with the washer on it. Like so. And we use an eyelet nut, obviously on the back side of this bolt, so that it doesn't come adrift on those corrugated roads that you guys find yourselves on. Just firm. As I said, we don't want it to come loose. So I'll drop the hoist back down. Give you an overview what to do next. Standard hose here. Okay, so this is obviously where the fumes and vapours come out, and with the factory one, all the fumes and vapours are put back into the air intake. Now obviously when the car's sitting there idling, it's just filling this air intake up. Already this truck's only got 4,500 k's on it, but we've got a residue and oil build up in the pipe. So consequently, here's where your airflow meter is, which reads the amount of air coming in from your snorkel and everything like that. So if that wire gets some fumes, vapor, the oil over the wire, collects a little bit of dust, then it's getting the wrong signal. So basically it will change your airflow speeds and cause you an increase in fuel economy and just poor running. So it's up to yourself to keep an eye on this airflow meter and make sure it's kept clean. You'll find it never gets serviced at Toyota. So just a matter of getting a can of CRC Math Airflow Cleaner, and I'll go through that on another segment on how to actually clean that. So back to this, basically what's happening, we got hot engine temperatures, so the fumes, the vapor, the oil, it's very hot, and then you're obviously putting it in just before the turbo down here. So what happens then is all those fumes and vapors get pulled through the turbo, they end up going through the through your intercooler, and then obviously through the EGR setup. So by putting the can on, you're helping to eliminate a lot of oil content in the actual intercooler, your EGR, which then creates other problems when you get a massive build-up of oil. Just yesterday I serviced a can for a guy, and I'll just show you quickly. Even though this is just supposed to be an install thing, that's the oil we got out of it. Okay, so you can see the cans do work, and you need to actually maintain the can as well. Make sure you keep emptying it out. So the first one I'm going to cut to length is the one for the top. So I know I've got plenty there for the bottom one now. So we'll do 2 cuts. That one, okay, this to go under here, but I install this one here first. Okay, now this is what the spring's for. So we run the Unicoil to help put that at the back. So this helps the pipe and stops it kinking. So you put it on like that, you do a measurement. So I was pretty close to the first cut. Always try it first before we go snipping any more off. So that's worked out pretty good. As you can see, it all runs smooth lines and no kinking, and that 8 of the Unicoil is what that's for. Then this one here is just a matter of doing a measurement, and then a cut. So I'm pretty confident this one's right. Put the clamp on, feed that on. You don't want an excess because you don't want it rubbing around too much. It's pretty good there. So I'm pretty happy with that. Just a matter of putting that clamp on now. I'll put the clamp on the one we just checked first. Put that in behind. So that's basically what you're aiming for. What does make this job a little bit difficult sometimes is, just pull this off out the way so you can see, down here, generally auto electricians, when they're putting the dual batteries in the other 70 series and 76 and 78s where they had room, on this dual cab they don't have room, so it's going to be less of a problem to fit a can on one of these dual cabs, but they were using a lot of this room down here to run wiring and that, but it's still achievable to get in. You just got to look to where to run the lines. They just make it a little bit harder in the way. So that's what we're after. And then, as I said, regularly maintain the can. You can open the tap up, put a container underneath it and actually start the engine and use the pressure of the engine to push the oil out, or you can actually remove the can and wash it out with some degreaser and stuff like that if you want to be really efficient. But I'd say at least every 10,000 Ks just to do a check on it. I'll put it down up in the air again just to have a look at the end result from under the flap. So as you can see, the can just sits in there nice and neat. You can see the sight screen on it, you can see the tap. So it's just a matter of lifting that up, just check the sight screen. And then obviously the tap, as I said to you, it winds in to let the oil out, back out to shut it off. You just get a container underneath that, wind it in to empty, and then obviously start the truck up will help, the pressure will help push the oil out, that it does catch. Obviously for those people that are towing, you're going to get more of an oil build up quicker because the vehicle generally when you're towing is more constantly under boost, and obviously that creates more fumes and vapours. So that's it. That's how to fit up a 70 series catch can. As I said, it will do the single cab ute, dual cab ute, 76 wagon and 78 troopy.